I have always been interested in development of games for a while now. The art, the game design, the little details that may have been overlooked that may have taken someone else a whole day to implement. But recently I've been more interested in the thoughts and perspectives of other people. It's interesting how many people have similar and also very different views on the games they play, from Stardew Valley to God of War, Call of Duty to Insomniac Spider-Man.
I'm going to die!
Many people have different reasons why they get into or continue playing games. Maybe because it's the social aspects of it, or maybe because it can be more than just a game, it can be art. Or maybe some people just like to develop on games or mod games. That's why before this script was even fleshed out, I interviewed 3 people and asked them 2.5 questions. I wasn't really consistent with the interviews. What do you like about games? What games do you prefer? And the point 5, what would you like to see in video games going into the future? And after interviewing these people, I found they fit into 3 categories. The first one, which is online gaming has bred wonderful communities and even prolonged the lifespan of many games, such as Team Fortress 2, Minecraft, and Duke Nukem. It's not just communities that prolong a lifespan of games. It helps friends stay connected through large communities or private Discord servers. And sometimes you can even make new friends. I know it sounds corny, but it's true. My longtime friend that goes under the username Scoobert Steve will probably agree with me. Okay, so what do you like about video games?
I like that video games can help keep in touch with friends and to make more friends. Like, I feel like it's a really awesome media platform for people to meet and, grow their friendships and really enjoy what they're doing together. You see all the stuff with Arma and, VR chat. But, but even then, I know you could say we met some good people on there doing all that dumb shit. And, we cultivated some good friendships out of it. And so a few of those guys I still talk to today. So yeah, it's really cool that it's so easy to just keep in touch with people and to to make new friendships. We all talk and we've known each other since high school. Not a lot of people can say that they still talk to all their friends from high school the same way that we do and the same frequency that we do. And it's just cool to see how they bring out really nice and new graphics and technology.
What games do you prefer?
It's hard to narrow it down to just one or two game type. Really depends. There's a lot of great games in a lot of different genres. Yeah, it's hard to pin one or two down. They just got a lot of hitters. In horror, I think Dead Space is definitely up there. I love that type of game. Signalis is another one. FPS is a lot of fun. Get to play with your friends, fuck shit up. Battle Royale, all that shit.
Fortnite.
Fortnite Ninja Moment. Yeah. There's just too many good ones to name one or two.
Video games have become more of an art form as time goes on. Like TV and movies, we can tell these amazing stories. But unlike TV and movies, games can have this interactivity that other mediums can't really do. Like Telltale and Bethesda games, you can have an impact on the story through your choices and actions. Or not. But most AAA games don't have this charm and creativity that indie games have. And that's not saying that AAA games don't have charm and creativity. Red Dead Redemption 2 has one of the most amazing stories and such charming and lovable characters. Love it or hate it, Fortnite is a very creative game. Yes, you heard me right. Through Mommy's credit card, you can express yourself through skins and cosmetics. But honestly, don't get me started on these loading screens. They look amazing. Just look at these. It's just that games have this amazing way of either showing or telling these amazing concepts through games. And someone who probably enjoys indie games more than I do is Master Eve. What do you like about video games?
I like when video games have a good story or a deeper meaning behind them. And not all of them do, and that's okay too. Video games are, to me, it's an art form. You can do a lot with video games. You can have a lot of different feelings with video games depending on what the game is trying to be or say. Dense thing, but I do think it is important as an art form, and a lot of people have different ways that they go about making that, and it's one that I love. I've loved since I was a child, and it has a very special place in my heart, and I appreciate it quite a lot, to the point where it has given me, in some instances, like a really good childhood, because I have really fond memories of a bunch of like older games that I used to play when I was younger, and I still like love those games, probably because of nostalgia, but I've always loved the art styles and just the passion, especially with like smaller teams specifically. I love the variety that it has, and I just love that a lot of people put a lot of hard work and a lot of time into games, and sometimes it shows, sometimes it doesn't, but when it does show, it's probably one of the most like satisfying forms of art that I love personally, especially because you can interact with it as well, which is a whole different aspect. But I do like it as an art form and as an interactive media of those games.
Like, what do you prefer, like, to see in video games go in the future, and what do you prefer yourself in video games?
In the future, I really like when video games ask questions and they really are deeper than just surface level. So I like more of like the single player story driven games, because I feel like you can really tap into more emotions and you can tap into like deeper storytelling techniques that way. So that's what I like personally, and that's like what I like seeing like going forward. And I like indie games specifically that are made by like smaller studios, because I like to support like the smaller independent studios if I can. So just more indie games in general, more really good indie games. That's what I love to see, and that's what I hope that keeps getting made. I just love that genre because it's so teeming with passion and life. And sometimes they're hard to find, like the good indie games, but when you see a good indie game, you know that like a lot of time and effort was put into that. So I want to see more indie games in the future, good ones people actually care about, and the people who make those games, that they actually care about the process of, you know, making the game. So I want to see more indie games in the future. I want to see more questions being asked. I want like deeper stories that like I can connect with personally, because for the past few years, I feel like there hasn't been a lot of really good deep narrative indie games. It's been mostly about mechanics, which is totally fine. But personally, I just want like a really impactful like walking simulator that makes me like really think about life and makes me think about everything on a deeper level. So that's what I want to see going forward, maybe more like introspective stories. The people who make those games, that they actually care about the process of, you know, making the game. So I want to see more indie games in the future. I want to see more questions being asked. I want like deeper stories that like I can connect with personally, because for the past few years, I feel like there hasn't been a lot of really good deep narrative indie games. It's been mostly about mechanics, which is totally fine. But personally, I just want like a really impactful like walking simulator that makes me like really think about life and makes me think about everything on a deeper level. So that's what I want to see going forward, maybe more like introspective stories.
Modders and developers are responsible for the games and mods we come to appreciate. Behind a successful or failed game, there was either one person or a group of amazing people who are coding, modeling, or working on general game design. These things are what allow games to be, well, games. Without these wonderful people, we wouldn't have such classic titles like Doom, Team Fortress 2, and Gmod. Speaking of mods, I know, flawless transition. Mod has been a part of gaming since... Hold up, let me search this up right quick. So anyway, modding has been a huge part of gaming, with games like Skyrim, Fallout, Minecraft, and recently Lethal Company. Modders have put their time and effort into mods and allow other people to use them for the low price of free $99. It's not most modders who do this, but it's an understandable thing due to the fact that allowing people to kill the kids in Skyrim doesn't put food on the table. Modders and developers have this unique perspective on the games they develop or mod, and I find that interesting. So I interviewed someone who develops PvP maps on the cesspit known as VR Chat. He goes by the name Daddy JJ. He is Swedish, don't judge him. What do you like about video games?
I like that they give like entertainment. They're pretty fun. Like that shit's entertaining. Like for example, I play CS:GO. Like what used to be CS:GO. I used to play it all the time. I like the competitiveness. That's what I like about video games. The competitiveness of it. But I also like the chill games.
What do you like prefer when you play a game?
So like I like shooters. They're just too fucking entertaining. I like the competitive like factor. You get a rank. You rank up, you climb the fucking ladder, try to show that you're the best. That's what I like about games. Just like the shit that you can like show that you are the best, yeah.
What would you like to see in video games going into the future?
I want them to return to the way that they used to be. For example, Rainbow Six Siege. I used to play that when that came out in 2016. That game, I had so much fun in it. But then, after 2020, the game just went to shit. All the games went to shit after 2020. All of the budget cuts. For example, Battlefield 2042. I didn't like that at all. I tried it during the beta. It was terrible. And then I tried it on my friend's account like a couple of weeks ago. That was still terrible. Games have gone a path where it's not fun anymore. We need games to go back in the past. You have fucking Modern Warfare 2. You have Black Ops 2. You had innovation. Try to get some innovation. I know that you can't get innovation anymore, but you need to try to find a way where you can make your game shine. Example, Halo MCC, the one that came out on PC. No split screen, nothing. We didn't get anything even though they promised so many things about that game. Halo Infinite, they promised split screen. And they promised the Halo campaign DLC. Never fucking happened as well. So they're just gonna keep on doing this stick over and over again. It's just gonna be an infinite loop. So we need to go back to where games actually came out finished. Stop with this live service shit. Go back to where, like the way it used to be. Give us DLCs instead of like, live service we're gonna come out with eventually. It's never gonna happen.
Hi, this is the end of the video. This took me way longer than I like to admit due to the fact that I don't really like writing. I plan on making another one of these videos, but since I don't really want dead air on my channel, I'll be posting regular gaming stuff as well as some YouTube shorts. So yeah, if you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your day and watch me talk nonsense for a couple minutes. Alright, that's it, bye.